We are joined by Warren Berman of Great Temptations Catering, who, I don't know, did you know about that restaurant?
No.
No. Pretty neat, though.
Interesting concept.
But you know what? It ties in because we do have some seafood here, and some expensive seafood, may I add. I mean, lobster tails, how much are they going for these days?
Probably about $32 a pound.
$32 a pound, yeah.
And foie gras.
Not bad. Gotcha.
The lobster tail.
So you know what? I have to say off the top, I've had your food before because Warren actually caters to our Rogers TV staff meetings, and the food is always so good.
Thank you.
Now, what kind of events, you know, besides our meetings, I'm sure you do many
events.
What kind of events do you cater to typically?
We do a lot of corporate events. We do a lot of grand openings. We did Viridian's 10th anniversary back in November.
Oh, wow.
We do a lot of social catering, weddings.
Weddings, you do? Okay. You do it all.
And you're voted #1 caterer by the Durham Business
Times.
Times?
Second year in a row.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Best caterer in Durham.
Yeah,
2
thank
years
you.
in a row. Look at you. That's awesome. And I just hit you. I'm sorry.
That's
We
okay.
hardly know each other. I'm like, no way. That's awesome.
Giving
All
me a
right.
lane.
You remember?
Well,
Just remember.
And he's the guy with the knife, so I got to watch out. Exactly. All right. What are we making today?
So today we're going to do a Tower of Roasted Fennel, lobster tails, and seared foie gras. And we're going to do with a salsa of roasted cherry tomatoes, roasted corn, and pomegranate.
That sounds very nice.
Very rich. A little
Very
red for
shishy.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then we're going to drizzle a 100-year-old balsamic vinegar on it, which we carry in my store, which is located in South Ajax. We have truffle oil, and orange olive oil, and virgin olive oil.
Beautiful. Well, let's get started, and then we'll talk a little bit more about you and what kind of events you do in your store. I'd love to hear all about that.
Cool.
But first off, you're going to chop up this fennel, aren't you?
Yeah. Now, this fennel is also known as anise. The tops of the fennel is known as fronds, which is typically used for fronds, which is typically used for garnishes. So we'll just save those and put them aside here.
Okay.
Because
Makes it look good.
Look garnished.
It always looks like art,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
When you're done.
Okay,
And
so
fennel, like, what's it good for? I mean, is it...
fennel is a great grilled vegetable. It's a very underused vegetable. It tastes like anise.
Which
and
is what? I mean, it's not
licorice.
a light taste. It takes...
It's got a very licoricey taste.
very light.
Smell?
Of course you can.
It does smell like licorice.
Does it?
Black licorice, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just julienning very
Sambuca?
quickly, and yeah, sambuca. Well, the sambuca is made from anise. So,
I was just about to ask that.
so what we'll do there is we'll,
That was a really quick chop.
Yeah,
I was
well.
worried about your fingers there.
So it's
I'm sure there's been some finger
uh,
atrocities over
yeah.
the years.
Oh, especially when you're starting out in the business, you lose a few fingers, and they grow back,
imagine.
and then
You've
everything's
got
good.
some robotic
every
fingers
great
there.
chef's cut themselves at
Oh
least
yeah.
once.
Otherwise, you're not doing your job properly.
So what's that exactly?
This is an extra virgin orange olive oil,
Orange olive.
but it's instead of it being infused, it's actually the blood orange is actually pressed right into the oil, which gives it a
delightful.
way more intense flavor than ones that are infused. So when they actually make the olive oil, they're taking blood oranges and pressing it right into the oil directly.
Yeah, and blood
Big fan of the
oranges.
blood orange.
Yeah, and they have a far more intense taste. Now, is this just salt and pepper?
It's kosher salt, cracked pepper, a little garlic, a little cayenne. I use something called togarashi, which is Japanese chili.
Oh, wow. You have your whole little secret medley in there, right?
So what we're going to do is we're going to lay that out on the tray here, and we'll roast that in the oven.
Okay. So is this a quick oven? Like, how hot is that right now?
This is 450 degrees. These are ovens I would take on site because when we do catering, we don't always have the luxury of having a kitchen.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is
It's almost like
bring my own.
I
bring my own.
impossible.
Well, we have to. We have to be prepared to.
Yeah.
What sets us apart from a lot of other caterers is I've invested a great deal of money in equipment and off-premise stuff. So when we do the Rib Fest and Bon Appetit, we have our own portable hand sink which has hot and cold boiling water.
And you've got that edge over everybody, right? If it is a competition like a Rib Fest, you got it down.
But it's important because aside from the cooking end of things today, you've got to worry about the health aspects.
Yep.
So,
Definitely.
and we're
And
trying.
I mean, it's a challenge. You got to keep things warm and fresh at once, and timing is everything with cooking, isn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially on catering. And catering is like being on TV. Everything's ad-libbed, and you never know what's going to happen. And
You have to
you
be
go
prepared for the be prepared for the unprepared.
100%.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. The unexpected, I meant.
Yeah. So what else is next?
Now we got lobster tails.
Hey.
Now I'm going to show you 2 ways to clean lobster tails.
Okay. Is this something you would recommend people try at home, though?
Yeah, I mean,
I've only had lobster in a restaurant. Never attempted it myself.
If you're not a person who likes to, there's a myth about lobsters screaming in the hot water, which is just the air escaping from the shell.
It's always made me so sad when I heard about that.
Poor little lobster.
But it's not true. They don't really squeal.
Okay.
So.
Good to know.
There's two ways to do it. If you're someone who's not comfortable with a knife, what you can do is take a good pair of scissors and you just run it down the front of the shell like this.
Mm-hmm. There you go. That's simple enough.
Okay, so what we're gonna do that, and then you just split them open.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, what's your method? Is that your method?
No, I'll show you mine. No,
Okay.
okay.
Yours is probably a little bit more elaborate.
Well, it's not elaborate. It's just chefs are anal people. We just do our own thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to try
and do a little chopping?
You get a little,
All right, and then you could show me I'll show you how easy this is. That if Kasia can do it. Oh, actually, this.
Careful.
Careful, no fingers.
You make it look so easy, and I feel like I'm hurting this poor lobster. Okay, you know what? Here, I'll let you finish your job. You're the expert.
Okay, so
Now show us one very quick. Oh.
Okay, so then you just go like this.
You just score it.
Just
Bang.
score it. Bang. Okay.
But you guys make it look so easy, right? When you chop, I could never do that.
Well, you've been handling a knife for 30 years. You kind of learn, and you have to. I mean, restaurants. People don't understand the pressure in a restaurant.
No, I can
be
imagine.
a very stressful
you know what?
job.
A lot of TV shows, reality shows, are now opening our eyes to that kind of thing. You know what? You're just putting these into your little trusty oven here. We are going to a commercial break. GreatTemptationsCatering.com, but you got to come back because we're going to see how Warren plates this delectable dish that we're making, which is specifically, what are we making all together?
Tower of Fennel, seared lobster, seared foie gras with a pomegranate and roasted corn salsa.
It's a tough life. I don't know how we're going to try that after the break. More of Warren when we come back from Great Temptations Catering. Stick with us. All right.
Okay.
Welcome back to Daytime. Well, we're working here with Warren Berman of Great Temptations Catering, which is named 2 years in a row the best caterer of Durham. Whoa, that's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
And bring us up to speed. What have we done so far, and what are we about to do?
So we got the fennel in the oven. We have the lobster tails roasting, and I'm going to show you very quickly how to do a foie gras. This is lobe foie gras, which is a goose liver. In Canada, we don't get actual goose liver, so we get duck liver. So this is a duck liver.
I hear a lot about foie gras. Like,
there was a big
caterers, the chefs, they love it.
I'm sorry, how do you pronounce that again?
Foie gras.
Foie gras?
So it's like fake fat? Is that what it means?
It's not fake fat. It's pure fat.
Oh, good fat.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, it's very hard to buy this in a store, but if you have someone who's a chef, you want to make sure you get all these little veins out. So we'll do that very quickly.
And you're hooked up, right? I mean, you guys have your connections, so somebody at home couldn't necessarily find this.
They could at my store. I've been selling it
at your store.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. Let's talk about your store right now. Where exactly are you located?
We're at 105 Bailey Street West, which is one block west of Harwood on the south side of Bailey in the No Frills Plaza. And we have 700 stores. It's more of like a boutique. And I set the store up to be sort of two-fold. One half of it's prepared foods, where people who are too busy and don't want to cook come in, get meals to go, pick and choose.
But they want the delectable tastes and
the
rich foods.
The other half is for people who are foodies. And I've been in Durham for 23 years, and there's been no place to go and get gourmet items like this. So I wanted to design the store so that people didn't have to go downtown Toronto. No knock on Toronto.
It makes sense. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
Keep it here in Durham, right?
So I've got truffles, I've got vanilla, I've got saffron, I've got high-end chocolate.
Wow.
I've got 10 different oils. We've got the 100-year-old balsamic, 25-year-old balsamic, 50-year-old balsamic vinegars. So it's really, there's nothing we don't have. If you're looking for something, come down. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get this pan nice and hot.
Okay.
We're going to sear the foie gras.
Yep.
I'm going to pull this up here.
Are you just newly opened the store? Or?
Yeah, we opened up in November of '09.
Okay.
And the reason, it was an extension of the catering business.
Yeah, because I'm just going to say, aren't you busy enough? Wait a
No, when you own your own business, you're never busy enough.
Yeah,
wow.
You're never busy enough. Okay, and this is almost ready.
Yeah.
So I'll
you
do
can see the juices. It smells amazing.
That's a neat little oven, though.
So this saves my backside more than once. So what we're going to do here is we're going to mix together some roasted corn. And what I did with the corn is I just rubbed it with olive oil and salt and pepper and took cherry tomatoes whole. extra virgin olive oil, garlic, salt, and pepper.
Oh gosh.
And we got a little pomegranate here.
You're making me so
And
hungry,
it's
Warren.
all real ingredients. It's all fresh.
Yeah, I don't use any
No,
bases. I don't
everything
use
from
any
scratch.
chemicals.
Yeah.
My fellow chef friends hate me because I tell them I make too much work for them, but
Yeah.
I'm a purist.
Yeah, but you taste the difference, right? You know when you're having it, and that's why the people probably keep coming back to you, you know?
Well, that's what I like to think.
Yeah.
I mean, people know that, and we will never repeat a menu. I've got clients of 3 years that we do regular lunches for that we can change the menu all the time.
Nice.
And we do it all different cuisines. Okay,
Good.
so this. One key thing about cooking foie gras is it cooks very fast.
Yeah.
It'll melt, basically because it's 100% fat, it will melt very, very quickly.
We're just going to eat fat there, right?
Pretty much.
So how does that work? So is this going to be, on the bed of something? Or
Yeah,
is
we're
this
going to
be
put this on top of the lobster tails, and we'll put the fennel on the bottom.
Oh,
So we're just going to give this a little quick saute.
sure. Oh, that smells good, eh?
This is the most awesome. It's like heart attack.
I don't think I've
heart
ever
attack on
had that.
plate.
I have
No?
never had this.
Yeah,
Neither have I.
5 years of being, wined and dined on this show, and I've been so lucky and loving every day of it, but I've never had this type of foie gras.
Well, you're going to get a chance to do it. Now, that's doing. We will get this stuff out of the oven.
Oh, those lobster tails coming along, Warren.
Those lobster tails are looking good. Okay, so here's our orange roasted fennel, which we will put on the bottom of this plate here.
Now, how does it work if somebody's interested? They've got, a corporate event coming up, let's say a wedding. Is there a cap size of event you can do? Or,
I've done events
from
for
2 to 2,000, 2 to 200, whatever.
The largest event I ever worked on was 20,000 people on the island.
Did you just say 20,000
yes,
people?
we did a marathon run on the island.
Oh,
I was running the island for a few years as a chef, corporate chef there.
Yeah.
And try to make coffee for 10,000
You're
people.
unbelievable.
No, I'm
You're incredible.
I'm mentally ill.
1 minute left.
That's great. Get this plated up.
Yeah.
How are we doing here on time?
Okay.
Okay, so
Show us how this work of art comes together.
we are going to.
As Warren plates this, I just can't wait to see how this comes together. GreatTemptationsCatering.com, that's the website. We also have your phone number up on the screen if anybody's interested. If they have an event or if they want to check out your gallery. You have a beautiful gallery showing the different foods that you
I do all my own
together.
photography.
You do your own photography
I
too?
do my own
It's
photography.
your hobby.
It is,
There
and
you
you know
go.
what? I do it. It's food photography. I think it's pictures speak 1,000 words.
They do. It makes such a difference. Oh, that looks so, so good.
So we're going to put a little of the fat on top, of course.
Hey.
Oh, it looks so
15 seconds
good.
left. Can you put
Okay.
it together?
Oh, yeah. We got that. And the final piece de resistance is the 100-year-old,
Oh, bravo.
100-year-old balsamic vinegar.
100-year-old.
100-year-old balsamic.
How much is this worth?
This is worth. Well, I sell
The
it
actual
for
sum.
$50.
Whoa.
And there you go.
Beautiful. Warren, Great Temptations Catering. I can't wait to try this. We're going to try that at the end of the show. You're the best. All right, we're going to a break. When we come back, hypnotizing ourselves with Dave Kern, the bad boy of hypnotism. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, that's after the break. Stick with us. Welcome back. Is this
Take
not
a look
beautiful?
at that.
Beautiful. So in here we have fennel, we have lobster tail, foie gras with a beautiful, you like that word, don't you?
Yeah,
With a
foie
really
gras.
nice salsa with roasted cherry tomatoes or their grape tomatoes.
Yeah,
with
using the
some-
pomegranate was interesting for this
pomegranate.
salsa.
Yeah.
Because it's nature's candy, and as you were talking about before, a great antioxidant.
A great antioxidant.
Let's dig in.
Okay, should we give this a try? I'm
I
going to try to
believe
make an
so.
everything bite so that I can put it all. And again, this is from our friends from Great Temptations Catering, which serve the Durham region and I'm sure the city and the surrounding area. And they have a store now in Ajax. Hey,
Yeah,
so
check
cheers
it
to
out.
that. I know. It is nice. Now, usually you're a crew member with us.
And I always
just-
run on
you
set
look
right
over.
after.
He's got no shame. Christian and I will be eating something, and it's always so good. He just basically takes my fork out of my hand
Yeah.
and says, "I'm trying this, Badurka." I'm like, I hate it when Brett's on crew. He just takes my fork and eats my food.
That's not true. You offer me your fork, and I'll take your germs.
He's lying. He's totally lying. He totally just takes it from me. But it's okay. You know what? I can share. I love to share.
You're a good
especially
little
when the food
sharer.
is so good.